Welcome to Class A Carry RV Remodel channel. How are you doing? Well, I have pretty much completed the internal gut of all the RV walls, of all the insulation, luan, and paneling. Now there's a little bit of damage I'm going to have to fix, touch up here and there. Today, I'm going to concentrate on treating the rusty steel supports. Stay tuned. So this is the area that I will demonstrate sanding. As you can see, it has a fair amount of rust on it, so it's a perfect spot to show you how I'm going to sand all the steel supports. Always have the proper safety equipment whenever you're using power tools and doing projects. For the sanding, I will need my hearing protection. I have an N95 mask. I have safety glasses that are specifically the goggle type. The manual for the sander recommends the fully enclosed goggle type and not the regular glasses type because of the potential flying dust. And here's the sander I'm going to use. Now I'm using a random orbital sander. It's probably not the best sander for this situation. Unfortunately, it's the only one I have access to at the moment, and so I am going to use it. And you can see my sander here has a place where the dust can go into, so it cuts down on a lot of the dust that'll be flying around, which is great. But we still want to wear our mask and our goggles for the extra protection. Now for the sander, I have some various sizes of the sandpaper. I have them in 220, 120, 80, 60, and 50. 50 being the most coarse, and 220 being the finest coarse sandpaper. For a job such as this, where there's obviously a lot of flaky rust, I'm gonna opt for the coarse sandpaper, so I'll either use this 50 or the 60. And if I so desire, I can sand it finer. However, I don't think I need to, since the rust conversion that I'm going to be applying should take care of the majority of the rust that's left. So I'm just going to use one of these two coarser versions of sandpaper. I have decided I'm going to use the 50 coarse sandpaper. I'm going to apply it to my random orbital sander. You might be wondering why there are holes in the sander plate and holes in the sandpaper. It's because we have the dust collector here. These holes are where the dust can flow into and stay safe inside the dust collector. So I'm going to apply my sandpaper. I need to line up the holes of the sandpaper with the holes in the orbital sander. I'm looking to get as perfect as possible. I'm guessing one does not have to be 100% perfect, but just about there. It's Velcro, so if I catch it, it likes to stay. Okay, so I lined up the top area. All right. Well, that's fairly close. We're perfect on some holes, not so perfect on other holes. I can maybe readjust a little bit here, but once you get it mostly lined up, then you press down to make the Velcro on the back of the sandpaper stick to the loop and pile sanding plate. Now, of course, I can adjust more since the holes aren't lined up perfectly on some of these sides. I put the camera down and readjusted the sandpaper to the sander, and that is the best I can get. It's difficult to work with one hand while my other hand is holding the camera, so that's why I did this off camera. I suspect the holes are not perfect when they come out of the factory, but it's pretty good. Okay, so my sander is set. I'm now going to clean, just really briefly, the area I'm going to sand here with my shop vac, just to make sure all the particles are cleaned up so I can get as clean of a sand as I possibly can. I have the demonstration area free of any major debris. Now it's time to sand. I have donned all my safety equipment. I have the orbital sander plugged in. I have it on setting number 5. Here's the on and off switch. I will now proceed to sand. Here is what the lightly sanded steel support looks like that I just demonstrated. It is better than what it was before. And if I wanted, I could get switch out the sandpaper and get more coarse. I am not going to, because I'm going to put the chemical rust converter on this, and that should take care and convert all the rust that's left. I just wanted to get the big chunks off. I will now finish sanding all of the steel girders, and then we'll apply the chemical rust converter.